We're on to round 3 of the Harlem Globetrotter Triple Elimination Tournament. This week, well, I mean, it's 2 matches a week at the rate we've been going. So this game, I'm up against Extrafun, who is the current Little League admin, one of 3, but I would say the primary one. And he's also a Junior League competitor, so in the league above me. I am at home, and I also have the advantage of, this being the Harlem tournament, having Nomar on my team. So I ditched Chucky Flinder, as some of you may, remember from previous games in this series. And Nomar is on the squad. I don't think Extrafun was aware of this, because at one point in the middle of our game, he messages me like, "Where did Nomar come from?" I don't think he was too happy about that, all things considered. But this is a pretty good game, I would say. So, hope you enjoy. We'll just wait for him to fix up his batting order, his defensive, alignment, defensive setup, and we'll get underway. I am happy to see that I'm, at Big City Stadium. I do like the bounciness of this field. It's not as crazy as Dirt Yards, but it still provides a little unpredictability, which gives an advantage to more experienced players, I would say. Now, of course, Extrafun is more experienced than I am, but I have been getting in some good reps on this field, having picked it as my home field for the regular season as well. Gwen makes the grab and has the arm to get out Pamela, though she might have been safe if Extra had sprinted with her, since she fell down making the catch. Gwen, that is. Got another. Ooh, you gonna make this make this catch? Yes, thank you, Cheryl. I really do like Cheryl in right field, as opposed to putting her at short and putting Nomar in right field. Although, honestly, either one could do either job. Yeah, I think I started to say I've got a little dish of ice cream here, which I did when I was commentating the match against Backwards Cap as well. Perhaps this will become my new tradition. There's the swing from Extra. Makes sense. Just make me throw an additional pitch, since I'm clearly walking Xenon. When you want to intentionally walk somebody, you don't have to throw those ridiculous pitches that are nowhere close to the zone. You can just throw pitches that are, gonna land outside the zone, but at least look like normal pitches. But I prefer, especially against batters that I am never going to pitch to normally, I prefer to send a message like, nope, you don't even get a shot. Mo, though, here up at bat is an 85 power hitter. I will gladly pitch to him. We make the grab there. Could have been an insta double play, like the kind that Dimitri got against me in the previous game that I uploaded on this channel. But there were already 2 outs. So Wendy Parsons is the pitcher for Extrafun. Interesting pick. So she has great pitch selection. An excellent heat and right hook. And, the other 2 pitches are decent as well. The problem is she has very low stamina. Extremely low. So we're going to be taking lots of pitches. We want to tire her out. Ball? Yep. Yeah, for my spot here in the future, I easily called that as a ball. So disappointed to see that past me, swung at that, and gave her, you know, potentially a more juice. Since this is a pitcher whose stamina we need to deplete. So this is Extrafun's timeout. He wants to put Mo on the mound, I assume because he's going to intentionally walk Cheryl. Yeah, and he does the same thing that I do to Xenon. So I just decide to lead off with a swing. Like, no, go ahead and pitch to me, please. Yeah, as you can see from that pitch there, which is super high and super outside, he's not biting. Okay, I don't know if I like that decision. I'm essentially daring him to pitch inside the zone. He hesitates a little bit here. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I like that call from Extrafun. He was committed to the intentional walk. There's no reason. Well, you know, you can try at that point to get the strikeout, you know, and make a statement. But he committed to it initially. I think it makes sense for him to demonstrate, like, no, this was my choice and I'm sticking to it. I mean, it seems like he's also intentionally walking Alicia. So I'm going to, yeah, force him to throw another pitch. All right. So now Nomar, my extra player as a little leaguer in this tournament, comes up to bat. And goes through his whole spiel here. So I think when he called this timeout here, it was to send me a message maybe about, like, why is Nomar on your team? I guess I can understand the confusion. But on my end, you know, I've played so many games with him at this point. He's like a member of the family. I thought whoa. Hey, Vicky. I thought I clicked off of Steel, though so I'm surprised to see this Steel animation happen, though I wasn't paying super close attention to my main monitor when it happened. Close one. Yeah, that was... I considered swinging at that. That's a ball. So I think he's already on to his third pitcher in Pamela here. And it's the first inning. So I love to see that. My sixth batter will be Gwen. So I assume my strategy is going to be to go grounder and juke him out with a weird bounce. Looks like I'm keeping it on line drive. Oh, that's a swingable. Yeah. Maybe squared would have been a better stance for that one. It didn't hook as much as I expected. Surprised to see I'm going line drive. Okay. Backs up against the wall here. What does Gwen have for me? That's a ball. Oh boy, this is intense. For the bottom of the first? That's high. Oh. It's too high. Yes. I kind of like the choice of back-to-back high heats from Extra, since I swung at the first one, which may have been outside. Maybe he figured I would swing at the second, but it was a little too high. So now, I mean, okay, so we're going grounder with Artie. The strat that I thought I was going to employ with Gwen, I'm now employing with Artie. Mo back on the mound. So I think this is 3 pitching changes, 3 timeouts in the first inning here for my opponent. Yeah, swing at that. Didn't I have grounder selected? Oh, that's okay. I mean, it was a good quality hit. Could have resulted in a drop, I suppose. That's, you know, when you play this game, sometimes you just have to pray for drops, because they do happen with, you know, disappointing frequency. Strawberry ice cream is just the best. Especially when it's got those pieces of real strawberry in it. All right, no Mars pitches are heat and left hook. So I'm going to be alternating for the most part. Toss in a high one here. He's got Rose Flugel up to bat. And she has 3 speed. So unless she hits it out of the park, or I have a disastrous flub in the outfield, she's likely, you know, getting retired. No matter where I throw it. Or rather, she's likely getting out. Nifty grab from Gwen there. And we're up to Wendy, the starting pitcher. Wendy really is a pretty solid all-around player. I mean, she even has pitching ability. The problem is just her stamina. I am not a huge fan of players with really low stamina. I have some on my team. Claudia has fairly low stamina. I think I have one other as well. I don't remember them off the top of my head. That might be inside, or in the zone rather, maybe. That's low though. Ooh, okay. Come on, Donald. Just need you to put a ball in play. Let's go. Nice pitch. Of course, when you pitch, I mean, Mo doesn't have any super accurate pitches, so when you pitch with him, it's he has 100 stamina. That's the nice thing about having him on the mound. When you pitch with him, though, you're gambling a little bit with every throw, with every pitch, because you don't know exactly where the ball's going to go. But you know, on that at bat, Extra kept aiming for that bottom corner, and eventually he hit that sweet spot. Okay, we have another pitching change. Boy, I just cannot get I can't get a lock on who I'm going to be facing from batter to batter here. Okay. Pamela throws one pitch, and is she getting subbed out here? What's going on? It's a mystery. Just gonna clean my ice cream bowl here real quick. Hope you enjoyed the spoon ASMR. Nice. Oh my gosh, nice hit from Fernando. That's probably the best contact I've seen him make in a while. So that hit came from a swing that was a little bit early. And when you swing early in this game, you do tend to pull the ball. Not always, but you know, a good chunk of the time. So maybe that's a strategy I need to start employing with Fernando in the regular season, because he is really underperforming at the plate in the Little League this year. Interesting choice. Oh no, you can go for that. Yeah. I mean, it's fine to let it go, but that was inside. Yeah, Larry's gonna grab that all day. Larry Walker's such a clutch player. Not sure what happened there. Looking at his lineup, it seems that he has Rose as his catcher, and I mean she doesn't have the strongest arm. She has a good arm, but it's not, you know, like 100 power, 95 power, or 100 strength, 95 strength arm. So I guess stealing is free with my 7-speed players. Those would be Wally, who's on base, Claudia at the plate. Oh, you have to swing at that. Yuck. Wally, Claudia, and Gwen as well. So if Gwen gets to first on a grounder, as I sometimes hit with her, then maybe it's free to steal. I don't know. Gail Weinman is up. Not a very strong hitter, so I don't need to be too careful. And we've got her on 2 strikes. Let's see if she can get the foul train going. That's going to be her best. Oh, she swings at something that low. All right. Ernie. So, yeah. He's, Ernie, definitely a liability when you're not playing at home. And I was fortunate enough to get matched up at home with Extrafun. Ernie's height is still, you know, an advantage. You can play him at first base. but in terms of batting, he's, as you can see, not the greatest. And he doesn't have the speed to get on base, even though Wally did trip and fall when fielding that grounder. Back to the top of Extrafun's order here. Nice hit from Pamela. Does Artie grab this? Yes. Thanks, Artie. I have found him to be a pretty reliable outfielder. He doesn't have a strong arm, but the combination of like 80 eye and 90 coordination, or perhaps vice versa, is pretty reliable. Don't know if it's actually correct to have him in outfield just because he has that, in the outfield just because he has that great eye. Oh, yuck. Nice catch there from Xenon. I mean, that was a pitch that was clearly in the zone, so I was hoping to wallop it. Oh, and this, kind of similar, but an even worse outcome. And Ernie with the height to get that grab on the throw from whoever he has at shortstop. He has 3 identical-looking, you know, black-haired, pigtailed girls on his team. Pamela, Wendy, and Gail. I'm guessing that's Pamela at short. Nice hit, but Larry is going to get that every single day of the year. So it seems as though Extrafun strategy has changed now that he's behind 1-0. He just pitched to 3 batters in a row who he walked 3 times in a row, I think, during the first go-around. In fact, I think he may have walked 4 straight batters. Ooh, yeah, see, there's the bounce. That's what I'm talking about. On this field, those bounces will get you some singles that would, on many other fields, be throwouts. Not sure if Extrafun had selected grounder there. I mean, if he did, great decision. And he takes advantage of, you know, my lack of fielding skill there. Yeah, so I am going for... Oh, that is dangerously close to being in the zone. It was in the zone. I should not be pitching to Xenon like this. Yeah, that's more like it. Am I really going for the strikeout? I guess I am. Xenon and his clone... What is her name? Ooh. Simple grounder. Oh my god, get the ball, Fernando. Yeah, that's just poor play on my part. I should have had Fernando run to the spot where the ball was going to be, rather than, you know, chasing it. So now I'm in a world of trouble, honestly. He's got two on, no outs, and a power hitter at the plate. Oh no! Okay, Artie. We're okay with this. We get the double play here? Yes. So Artie dropping that ball actually worked out for me. Funnily enough. Okay, Fernando, please catch the ball. Nice. All right, yeah, if Artie had caught that fly ball from Mo, then the base runners on first and second would have just retreated to the bags, and I would have gotten only 1 out instead of 2. So, I mean, I did not intend for Artie to drop that ball and set up that double play, but got lucky. It has to be a ball, right? Okay, no. How Let that go. Pretty sure that was low. I don't understand sometimes how... Ooh, okay. Sometimes these hooks that, like, practically touch the top of the screen and then come down to land in the corner, like, how... In what world is that a strike? A pitch that looks like that? I guess my eye just needs more training. Okay, run, Gwen. Yes. So now the question is, do I steal here? Because earlier I got that free steal with Wally, with Rose Flugel behind home plate for Extrafun. Looks like no. So I'm only clicking steal here to get the... Is that going to be a strike as well? Yep. I need to get better at fielding those. And rather spotting those. That's a strike though. Double play here. Should be. There it is. Could have avoided it, most likely, with like spam clicks from Wally to get him to sprint, but that would have expended a lot of stamina, and I don't know how much of that he has off the top of my head. Another takeaway from this game, I suppose. I need to memorize the stats of my players. Or more of them, rather. Because I know some of them. Is that going to fall? Yes. Okay. That's fine. All right, we've gotten past the most dangerous part of his lineup on this second go-around. Randy does have 80 power, but low contact, and she's fairly slow. So it looks like I'm confident enough in Nomar's pitching that I'm going to put him up against the the middle and bottom of Extrafun's order. So Fernando will be juiced back up in case he has to go against like Larry, Xenon, Mo in the 6th inning. Did not intend for that relay to happen, but thankfully Nomar has both the coordination and the arm to get it done. Yeah, that's going to be in there. And we actually do some good manual fielding, but Nomar botches it. Gwen bails him out. I wonder if when you manually field the ball, if it's not enough to put your fielder in position, but you also have to like back them up a little bit and then bring them forward so they're facing the ball as they grab it. Let's see if Gwen can make this play. Nope. Yeah, that's... Sometimes when I attempt to manually field and I click a spot that is close to a base, the game just assumes that I want to click on the base itself, which I don't. So, something you need to work around when you're learning how to manually field, as I am. It's really little, little tiny things like that that separate the very best BBOL players, like the Humongous League coaches, from everybody else. And I'm not particularly concerned with... excuse me. I'm not particularly concerned with like what league I play in. I assume next year I'll be in the junior league. I don't know if I really care to play in the Humongous League because there's a bunch of, salt lords up there who I don't think would be very fun to play against. But if I, ever qualify or if I want to make a run at it, I'm going to need to learn how to manually field the ball. We do swing a little bit early with Fernando there, perhaps trying to pull the ball again, as we did in the previous at-bat. Might just be a coincidence. I don't think I learned, apply things from this game that fast. Kind of slow on the uptake sometimes. That's going to be low, yeah? Okay. Close one. Another ball, and Fernando has a full count. The surest way for him to get on base, you know, as a low contact hitter, is to get walked. So, yeah, I try to go for it there, but as you know, just a split second after that pitch left Wendy's hand, I could tell it was going to be in the zone. From, you know, hindsight is 20/20. From the future, I could tell. Is this going to get through? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's not going to work out for you. You don't. Ernie is so adorable. Yeah, you don't want to throw to your pitcher when they're covering a base because the throw will typically go past them. And you especially don't want to throw to your pitcher when, you know, the base runner is almost to the bag, because then they'll... Is that going to be a strike again? Okay, thank you. Takes a funky bounce. Yes. Is Wally going home? No, but Claudia is going to get to second for free. So we are in a dominant spot. I mean, honestly, I would even go grounder with Cheryl here. Yeah. We just saw that, nope, okay. I guess the temptation to hit a 3-run home run is too strong. But as we just saw, the bounces can really throw off your opponent's fielding on Big City Stadium. So I would like to see, I would love to see a grounder here from Cheryl. There's no risk of hitting into a double play as we don't have a man on first. But it looks like I'm going to be walked. I should swing here, yes. So when the bases are loaded, there will be a risk of me hitting into a double play. And I temporarily gain Mo as a teammate for the walk animation. Then Alicia, the Movon clone, funnily enough, comes up to bat. And it looks like I'm staying on power, which I think in this scenario makes sense, as if I went grounder, there would be a risk of a double play. So a grand slam would probably, you know, would go a long way towards sealing the game for me. Ooh. Nice pitch there from Extrafun. Now the pressure's really on. Damn. Oh. So we sniff out the big freeze, and I swing with, I think, the appropriate timing, but it was outside the zone. So very tricky. I really do not recommend throwing big freezes, because you can tell when one is coming. But it really, you know, that worked out quite nicely. Going grounder here. We're smacking that. And it takes a weird bounce, and it gets through. That's going to be 2 runs. Beautiful. Should probably try to do the same thing with Gwen, as we have speedy runners on base. She's a speedster herself. And it is only Cheryl that I want to steal with. Yeah, there we go. Take that off. Would love to put another run or 2 on the board. Really seal things up. Uh-oh. Turn around, Cheryl. Oh, I guess I just go for it? Run with... Oh, I should be running with Claudia right now. Yes. Okay. Nicely done. And, oh, that throw from Rose to third base right there at the end of that play was so dangerous. If that had gotten past her... Okay. So he was sitting on a fireball. Makes sense to use it there. This is the very top of Extrafun's lineup, so I am not safe. Oh, we have a more juice, though. That is huge. I should really get off Nomar and put Fernando back on the mound. Hopefully I make that switch soon. Because with Nomar, you know, if you don't want to repeat pitches, every other pitch needs to be a heater. And those are dangerous to throw against, you know, batters like Larry, Mo. Speaking of whom, I try to get him with the quick pitch heat before he has a chance to bring his stance back around to open. But unfortunately, it's low. This pitch looks low as well. Yep. Swings at it, though. And we're going to go for just a little corner there. That was a really nicely located pitch. Open for a low hook here that he'll bite at. Nope. Ooh, a duplicate left hook. Interesting. Yeah, that's low. Okay. Yee, that was nerve-wracking. Not only was Nomar on a course to collide with Gwen there, but Alicia steps off the bag to catch a perfectly routine throw as well. Larry not fast enough to make it to first, unfortunately, for Extrafun. And I'm pitching now to Xenon. I mean, why not? I have 2 outs, so. Yeah, he really wants this dinger. When you draft a player like Xenon, that is what you want. Another flub from Wally. He's been doing that a lot recently at second base. I don't know where else to put him, though. I mean, I could swap him and Artie, but I really like Artie's eye in the outfield. Plus, Wally's fast. He can get ground balls between first and second. What am I doing right now? Putting Fernando on the mound, I assume. Yeah. Nearly hit the go forward arrow. With Donald still on the mound. Okay, so Xenon makes it to first. He gets a nice rip into center. And now Mo is looking to get on base as well, which would put the tying run at the plate after him. See, this is what Fernando can do for you with a full thing of juice. His left hook is insane. So we're going to use that as the clincher here, hopefully. Get this last K. He swings at it. Lucky me. Gwen flubs the ball in the perfect direction for Cheryl to complete the play and complete the game. Good game. GG's Extrafun. I think I'm now 4 wins, 1 loss in the Harlem tournament, which is triple elimination. So I've got at least 2 more games. They'll be coming up on the channel eventually. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and or night, CRK style. Bye-bye.